A Surrogate for Billionaire novel audiobook. Chapter 2 to Chapter 4. After they left, I looked at my father, who was still standing in front of me while looking at me with a forced smile. "Dad," I said as he sighed, "your grandma's wish is to see a great-grandchild before she dies, so do it. I know what you're feeling right now." "I am sorry, son." He looked at me with a sad face and left the room. "Fuck," I cursed. Then I started to get ready and go to the office. I was late because of this grandma's drama. As I went out of my house, my chauffeur came and greeted me. I nodded at him. "Sir, which car do you want to use today?" he asked. "UAGHH. I hate this. Why can't this man just choose a car and come to me?" "The car I always use and remember it as Rolls-Royce Ghost. If you ever ask me this question again, I'll cut your tongue." He looked at me with a terrified look and nodded. "What the fuck? I was just joking." Shit. I had so much work today and I was reading some documents. Then my chauffeur suddenly stopped the car. "Sir, an old woman is crossing the road," he said as I looked at the road and saw an old woman crossing the road. I nodded at him and looked out of the window and saw something that made my heartbeat increase. A woman. She was walking out of the hospital and she was wiping her eyes, crying. Then she suddenly looked in my direction. I felt she was looking at me, but I knew she can't see me because of the window of this car. After a few seconds, she looked away and walked away. Damn, she was fucking gorgeous. The way she looked in my direction is, damn, I don't know how to explain. She got waist-length natural light brown hair and gray color eyes. Fuck. Why do I feel this way so suddenly? Shit. I forced myself to forget that feeling as the car started to move forward. After a few minutes, I came into my office and took off my coat as I threw it away. I again looked back and saw it had already landed on the floor. I sighed and again picked it up and placed it on the sofa. Then a woman came into my office room. "What the fuck? How dare she? Who the fuck sent you here?" I asked because I was fucking furious. "President. I came here to ask if you want anything." "What the fucking hell?" She smiled seductively. "Hot, did she come to seduce me?" "I need you to fuck off from my sight and you're fired," I said as she looked at me with a shocked face. "Pia. President. Is she showing me her pitiful face?" Puff. "Fuck off," I shouted as she ran out of my office while wiping her tears. She deserved it. Then I sat on my chair and started to read the documents that I was reading in the morning. Suddenly, those gray eyes appeared in my mind. Damn, did she use some spells on me? Shit. This is the fucking first time. "You Ryan," I heard a fucking annoying voice as I looked in the direction it came from. "What?" I asked. "Chris came to see you," he said as he sat down on the sofa. "Tell me, what do you want this time?" I sighed and looked at him. I just wanted to punch him across his face, but he is my fucking cousin and best friend. "There's a girl in the area. Can I take her with me?" She also agreed. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Fucking perverted bastard. "How many women have you fucked in this company? I mean in this. Not in my other companies," I asked as I threw the pen I was holding at him. "In here, I think it's only 15. I looked at him. He was talking as if it was nothing. Shit. Fuck off. I again started to read my documents as he quickly stood up. "Good day, bro. She really got nice breasts, you." With that, he ran out of my office before I could take an action. Shit. Finally, after a long day, I came home at night. After having a shower, I quickly changed into sweatpants and a t-shirt. Then I went downstairs to join the dinner because everyone should get together, no matter what problem they had. It's a rule. As I entered the dining room, I saw Grandma, who was smiling and chatting with Grandpa. I went and sat down on my chair as she looked at me. "Here you are, Ryan. I found a girl for you. She will be the surrogate and she has good qualities with her." I didn't say anything, just listened to her because I knew I want to be able to escape from this. Before that, We should let her have nutrients because it will be important to the baby's health. So Ryan, after 2 weeks you will have her. I clenched my jaws. She said that. Why do they want to force me to have a baby? Shit. I got her medical reports and the chances of getting pregnant is very high after 2 weeks. So do it. I looked at Grandma and saw the seriousness in her face. I let out a deep sigh and talked. I'll do it, but she can't know me and that she is giving birth to the heir of Winston family. I said because I knew what kind of women lived in a society. Fucking gold diggers. If she found that she is giving birth to a baby of mine, she would definitely try to take advantage of the baby. I don't want that to happen. She doesn't know and she will never know. As soon as she gives birth to the baby, we take the baby from her and she will never see the baby after that. That's all. Grandma spoke as I felt pain and sadness through my chest. So my baby also won't he have a mother like me? I looked at my dad and saw something weird on his face. Is he sad? Did he know where my mother is? Or she is also a surrogate that my grandma chose for him? Suddenly, Dad looked at me as he changed his weird face into a normal one. He gave me a small smile and looked at Grandma. Mom, how old is she? He asked and I also looked at Grandma. 20. She said as she started to eat her food. 20. 4 years younger than me. UAGHH. I have no idea what kind of woman she is and why did she agree to be a surrogate for a man who she never knew, but then I remembered that money can do anything. I laughed with that though and started continuing my dinner. To Julianna. It has been 2 weeks since I came into this big mansion. I couldn't see Noah for 2 weeks because these guys won't let me go out of this house. They gave me nutritious food every day. I was sitting in front of a big window. I looked at the sky. It was getting dark and I knew a heavy stormy rain would come soon. I sighed and smiled because no matter what happened to me, I am going to save Noah's life. Then I felt someone come into the room. Young master will come tonight. Be prepared and you will have half of your money amount tomorrow. She was an elderly woman and she took care of me over these 2 weeks. She is the only one who lived in this big luxury house and I have no idea what kind of wealth the owner of this house had. I bet he is the young master that she just told me about. Can't I have all money because I really want money quickly. I wanted to pay for Noah's surgery fee as soon as possible because it will make him alive, but to my disappointment, she shook her head. You will have the rest of your money after you gave birth to the baby. My heart tightened. Do I have to wait for 9 months? I nodded as she left the room. I sighed and got up. Then I went into the bathroom and showered myself. I was scared. I made up my mind to face this, but still, I am scared. I have no idea what kind of a man he is in his age. Maybe an old man. I felt disgusted, but I let go of that thought as I thought about Noah. I am doing this for Noah. Be strong, I spoke to myself and recalled Noah's beautiful, cute smile. That smile made me relax, so I sighed and started to shower. As I came out of the bathroom, I looked at the time and it's already 8:20 p.m. Damn, how many hours did I spend in the bathroom? Shit. With that, I changed into a nightgown that they gave me and looked out of the window and it was already raining heavily, thundering and lightning. Then that elderly woman again came into the room. Drink this soup quickly, she said, and I drank it. Young master will come in a few minutes, she said as my heart began to beat so fast and I was scared. WH. What are you doing? I asked because she took 2 long black satins and she began to tie my hands. You can't see the young master and can't touch him too. With that, she tied my eyes too. What the hell is this? What kind of a young master is he? Be obedient and do whatever he asks for you to do. I thought I was ready and I knew this day would come soon, but I am not ready yet. I am just scared. I couldn't even see anything because my eyes were covered with a long black satin and also my hands were tied up. The scariest thing is it's raining and thundering heavily. After some time I heard someone's footsteps coming towards me and I knew he is the man that I am going to lose my virginity to. Then I heard his cloth removing sound. I knew he was looking at me and I could feel his burning gaze on me. No words could describe the fear that my heart was feeling right now. I started to bite my bottom lip because I wanted to calm down. I felt him as he came and climbed onto me as he placed himself on top of me. I could feel his scent and it made my heart beat so fast. It was the smell of damn expensive perfume. I was pulled back from my thoughts as he started to remove my nightgown. My body began to tremble because I was scared, so I clutched the bedsheet so tightly. Scared? He asked huskily against my ear. Damn, he can't be an old man. His voice is just young, but that didn't ease my fear. Can you remove this blindfold, sir? I asked as I heard his voice again. No, you shouldn't see me, he said, and parted my legs while placing himself between my legs. He made me wrap my legs around his torso. With it I felt a sharp pain between my legs. So finally it happened. I bit my bottom lip so hard because I didn't want to let out any voice. He waited for a few seconds and tears came out of my eyes as he started to move. It hurts. Cha. Can I touch you, sir? It hurts. I found myself crying because I wanted something strong to depend on, so he untied my hands. Of course, without thinking I hugged him so tightly and buried my face against his neck. His strong scent filled my nose and for some unknown reason, I really liked it. Suddenly, he started to move fast and I wanted to scream, but I forced my voice not to come out, so again I bit my bottom lip so hard. I felt I was an object that he used to vent his desire. I felt like I was a cheap woman who sells her own body for money, but I should be strong because I am giving myself to save a life. Then he gently touched my body and kissed my head. I was surprised and my heart also started to beat even faster. I let go of his neck and laid back because I was just tired. Don't bite your lips. Already bleeding, I heard his voice through his heavy breathing. I nodded at him because that woman told me to be obedient. I heard him chuckle and suddenly he kissed me. What? I never expected him to kiss me and it was my first kiss. My heartbeat increased and I just didn't think that he would kiss me. It was a gentle kiss. Unintentionally my hands wrapped around his neck and pulled him closer to me as he pushed his tongue inside of my mouth. Then his kisses slowly moved to my neck and downwards. It was a really long night for me. The next day I woke up and no one was in the room. I got up from the bed and saw the huge blood patch on it. My virginity is gone. I just wanted to give it to a person I love, but I had to give it to a man I never knew. I sighed and took a step forward as I screamed unintentionally. Ahhh. I fell down and without knowing tears came out of my eyes. It really hurts between my legs. That man is a beast with high stamina as hell. How many times did he do that? I don't even know. Thank God I fell asleep. What happened? I heard that woman's voice as I looked up at her. Her eyes were traveling through my body. I felt an embarrassing feeling because of the look she gave. I fell, I spoke and tried to get up, but I couldn't. First time will always hurt the woman, and I see. Young master wasn't he gentle? I looked down because I didn't know how to face her. She came and helped me to get up and go to the bathroom. After she's gone, I looked at myself through the bathroom mirror and saw the hickeys-filled body and messy hair. I forced myself to smile because I did this for my little brother. I took a shower and came out. I wanted to see Noah as soon as possible because I couldn't see him for 2 weeks. I changed into a black short frock and went out of the room because I wanted to ask permission from that woman, but to my surprise, she was also there in front of my room. Can I go and see my brother? I asked her as she nodded. I am also coming with you. An old madam asked me to give you this. I took the envelope and opened it. I felt happy because they gave me money as they told me. Now I can pay for Noah's surgery and ask them to do the surgery because I will pay the rest after I get it. Okay, with that, I left the house with her. I came to the hospital and went to Noah's ward and saw he was sleeping. So I talked with the doctor and paid the money. But we can't do the surgery before the full payment is settled. What? Why? Why? I asked because I felt like my whole world collapsed within a second. It's the rule, miss. I am sorry, with it he just left. What should I do now? Why did this happen to me? How am I supposed to save Noah now? Cha. Can I get the other half of the money amount now? Please? I really need this. My little brother wants it. Please. My tears came out as I spoke. I wanted money, and that's why I sold my body to a stranger. I looked at the woman in front of me and I could feel she was sad. I can't because our old madam asked me not to give it before giving birth, she spoke while looking away from me. I'll talk to her. Please? I beg you. I really need this, I begged her. So she sighed and called her old madam and asked. I couldn't hear what she said from the other side. The woman I was talking to nodded and hung up the call. I am sorry. Old madam didn't agree. I looked at her with disbelief. What? The old madam, is she heartless? Why? I wanted it because of my brother. Why? Please? I beg you. My brother. He is just a little kid. Only 7 years old. He can't die. It's too early to leave this world. Please? Let me talk to her. I sobbed. I didn't care about anything. I wanted to save my brother, and that's all. You can't cry like this. It will affect your health. Huh? My health? Or just because I slept with her young master and was going to give birth to a baby? Wait. Young master? I should ask him. I want to talk to your young master. Let me talk to him, I asked, but she shook her head. You think that the young master has time to listen to you? He has work and he is busy. Just give up and let us go home. With it she grabbed me from my hand, but I shook her hand and went towards my brother's ward. I went in and saw he was still sleeping. I just can't hold my tears back as I saw him. I kissed his forehead and took his notebook and a pen as I wrote that I love him and I will come to visit him soon. Then I left the hospital with one thought, and it was I will wait for the young master. He will come tonight. So I'll ask him. I'll make him agree to give money. I waited. I waited all night, but he never showed up. Why? Why didn't he come? I was just confused, because it can't happen in one day, right? Maybe he will come tomorrow. Then I'll ask him. I knew he would agree because I didn't feel him heartless, and I don't think the father of my baby will be a heartless man. Time passed and it has been 3 months, yet I am waiting for him. I got the result a month ago, and at that time I was pregnant for 2 months already. So he got me pregnant that night. I sighed and placed my hand on my belly because there is a little life growing inside of my belly. Baby will wait for your daddy, okay? Because your little uncle needs to have his surgery soon, I smiled. I was somewhat happy because I am going to be a mother. I turned around as Auntie Jade came into the room. She was holding a huge fruit plate, and what caught my attention was papaya. I suddenly wanted to vomit. A disgusting feeling ran through my body, but why? I ate papaya before. Why now? I ran to the bathroom and vomited. Then I came out and saw Auntie Jade was still in the room. Then I saw grapes on the plate. I quickly went forward and grabbed it as I started to eat. I think the little young master also likes grapes. I heard her say. I smiled and rubbed my belly. Little traitor. Staying in my belly and likes to eat his daddy as favorites. When the young master's mother was pregnant with him, she also ate grapes. Only grapes, she smiled and looked at my belly. My belly was not big, but it had a small bump. When will the young master come again? I asked. Auntie Jade's facial expression changed as she heard what I asked. Young master, won't he come again? His job is done and he doesn't have permission to come here again. What? Doesn't he have permission? What kind of nonsense was that? He is the father of the child. Why can't he come? What kind of father is he? If he can't come to see his baby. Young master has works. He is a busy man. Don't you think that you can start a relationship with him because of the baby? I wanted to laugh. A relationship? I haven't even seen that man. How am I supposed to start a relationship with him? Puffed. I didn't talk with her more. just simply nodded because I didn't want to argue with this woman. He will definitely come. As she went out of the room, I laid back on the bed and stroked my belly. He should come because I have to save my brother. I will wait no matter what and no matter what they told me about him. Time flew and I am already 9 months pregnant. I can't do anything with this huge belly. Doctors confirmed that the baby is a boy and this little guy is making things hard for me. Kicking me and moving. I have no idea how to leave him because he is mine and he is growing inside of my body. I am just not ready to let go of this little life. As for my little baby's father, he never came. I waited and I am still waiting, but he didn't come for the whole 9 months. Noah's health got worse last month because he didn't get his surgery. Why are these people so heartless? Am I going to give my baby to this heartless family? My tears came out because I was just helpless. No. Your daddy will come, baby. I placed my hand on my belly and I could feel him moving. Every time I mention the word daddy, he starts to move. Maybe happy. Suddenly a sharp pain came as I screamed. Baby is coming. But didn't they tell me that my delivery date is next week? What's wrong? I heard Auntie Jade's voice when I was about to talk and I felt something broken. Oh my God. Baby, Auntie Jade yelled as she came and tried to pick me up. Then 2 men came and took me into the car as they drove to the hospital. I can't go through the pain. It hurts like hell. Auntie Jade was squeezing my hands. I can't, Auntie. It hurts, I sobbed because of the pain. Did my mother go through this when she gave birth to us? Be strong, Julianna, she said as she caressed my hair. Then they put me into the ward and doctors came in. I was scared. Calm down, Julianna. Push the baby. I nodded at them and started to push, but the pain was something I could ignore. My body was covered with sweat and finally, after 15 minutes, I gave birth to my little baby boy. I smiled as I heard him cry. Can I see? I asked as a nurse gave him to me. He was covered with blood and some white-colored liquid. I took him to my arms and looked at him carefully. He slowly opened his eyes and they were blue. Gorgeous. I think he looks like his daddy. Suddenly, my heart was covered with a bitter feeling because I want to see him after today. Unintentionally, tears came out of my eyes as I looked at his eyes. Mommy is sorry, my little prince. I kissed his forehead. My teardrops landed on his face and he started to cry again. A nurse came and took him into her arms, but I am not ready to let go. I just wanted to run away with him because he is my son. Then slowly my vision turned dark as I drifted to sleep. I woke up and looked around. I was still in the hospital. I sighed and got up from the bed. My body was weak, but I should go to Noah now. I'll take my money and pay it for Noah's surgery. I was still wearing a hospital gown and I saw clothes on the table and I knew it was for me. I quickly changed into the clothes and went out of the ward. Then I met Auntie Jade. Here is your money and leave here. Don't come back again, and as the contract rules you will never see the baby and his full custody will belong to his father. My heart shattered into pieces. How am I supposed to let go? He is my son and I gave birth to him. His father didn't even come to see. Can I see him for one last time? Please? I gave birth to him. I am his mother, I spoke through my broken voice. I am not ready to let go. I carried him for 9 months and he grew up with me, not with his father. You can't go against the contract. You already signed it. Don't make the old madam angry. Those guys are rich and I knew I want to be able to win against him. So without arguing I took the money and left. Take care of your health, Julianna. Good luck. I heard Auntie Jade was talking to me, but I didn't turn around to see her. I was just broken. They are just so heartless and didn't even let me see my baby for one last time. I forced my tears back and went to Noah's hospital. Finally, I am going to see my little brother. I smiled happily because I am going to save Noah and he will be happy. I went to the hospital. I walked through the corridor and I met Dr. Peterson. I smiled at him but he didn't smile. He just nodded at me and left. What the hell? But I saw guilt on his face. Why was that? Suddenly my heart became restless. Did something happen to Noah? No. With that, I ran into his hospital ward quickly. As I entered his ward, Noah wasn't there. Fear took over me as I looked at his bed. Where is he? I asked myself, and then the nurse came into the room. Where is Noah? Did he go to a checkup? I asked her, but her face had the same look as Dr. Peterson. Why? Where is he? What happened to him? I couldn't hold my tears back. I asked as I took her hands. Noah. He passed away yesterday. What? What did she just say? Passed away? No. She's lying. You're lying. Right. Tell me, where is he? I took money for his surgery, I said. I didn't believe her words, and I want to believe them. Maybe Noah is playing with other kids. Julianna, I am sorry. I know it's very hard to believe, but he is gone. It happened yesterday at 10 in the morning. We called you, but you didn't answer. I am sorry. Yesterday at 10, I was in the hospital giving birth to my baby. How did this happen? My heart was suffocating and I couldn't breathe. I clutched my dress tightly. What is this? After everything? But I found money for his surgery, I said as I looked into her eyes. He kept this with him and asked me to give this to you. I didn't have tears. I was just empty. It felt like someone grabbed my soul away from my body. My heart hurts. She gave me Noah's notebook. I didn't open it because I was afraid. Is he really gone? I asked again because I just couldn't believe it. To my disappointment, she nodded while wiping her tears. So, where is he now? I asked because I was done. I didn't feel anything. Just empty. We arranged a funeral for him. It will happen in the evening. So this is it. This is how it ends. After everything, I only gained pain, tears, and loneliness. Is this my life? Julianna, where are you going? I heard her speak, but I didn't care. I just left. I hugged Noah's notebook tightly and left the hospital. I went home and I came here after 9 months. I went straight to Noah's room and laid on his bed. I am so sorry, darling, I said while hugging his pillow. His milky scent is still here with his things. I closed my eyes and recalled his smile. It was the smile that encouraged me every time I was about to fall. That smile gave life to my baby, but now everything is gone. I failed him. I failed him as a sister. It was all my fault. And thanks for listening to the Bravonovel audiobook. Welcome to download the Bravonovel app. Read the novel A Surrogate for Billionaire online and get the latest updates. Please see the video introduction for the novel details page and app download address.